Welcome to the Here's My Story channel. I'm Sadie. I live in a beautiful house. The best part is, I bought this house with the money I made. I swim in this wonderful pool every day. We have 4 luxury cars in our garage. We have a full kitchen staff and servers. My parents left their jobs last year because, thanks to me, we are millionaires. They don't need to work anymore. So, how did I make a fortune? Hang tight. I'll tell you something you'll probably never hear again. I owe all this fortune to a disease. More specifically, a genetic disorder. You heard that right. Thanks to this genetic disorder, I can make thousands of dollars by working only a few days a month. Now I'm going to tell you all about this interesting condition I have and how it made me a millionaire. The medical term for my condition is congenital insensitivity to pain. It's called CIP for short. You could call it the not able to feel physical pain disorder. It's a genetic disorder. There are tons of videos on YouTube about people with it. You might have watched one of those, but I'll still briefly explain to you what my disease is because it's really interesting. First of all, this is a very rare disease. It's estimated that there are only 500 CIP patients in the world. Although it's recognized as an issue that has to do with genes, the real cause is unknown. To put it simply, my brain doesn't know what pain is. This is why I can't feel pain when I should. Don't be jealous. This is not a good thing at all. I'll explain with an example. Normally, feeling pain is a defense mechanism. Let's say you're in the shower. You turned on the hot water by mistake. In that second, you feel intense pain and turn the hot water off immediately to avoid burning yourself. My process doesn't go that way. If I accidentally turn on the hot water, I don't feel any pain, so I can't tell if the water is hot enough to burn my skin. I continue showering with boiling water. Meanwhile, I get these deep burns in my skin, but I can only tell that I got them when I get out of the shower and see the wounds. It can take months for my skin to heal and recover. As you can tell from this example, people who don't feel pain lack an important bodily defense mechanism. On the other hand, I have to say there are advantages to being a CIP patient. It hurts like hell when you hit your pinky toe, right? I'm lucky that way. Even if my pinky toe is broken, I don't feel pain. Similarly, when I step on a Lego piece, it doesn't hurt. I don't feel bee stings. My mosquito bites don't itch. I don't have menstrual pain. I've never had a tooth or headache in my life. But not feeling pain doesn't make me a superhero either. Let's say I went camping in nature. A snake bit me while I was walking among the trees. Naturally, I'd feel no pain. But if the snake was poisonous, I'd be affected by its bite. I could even die. I was diagnosed with this condition at the age of 4. My family bought a pair of roller skates for my birthday. I was teaching myself how to skate in front of our house. After trying for a long time, I learned how to keep my balance. Shortly after that, I could skate easily. But there was a significant problem. I didn't know how to brake yet. There was a small cactus patch on the side of the road. I couldn't brake, so I flew straight into the cactus. My face, my back, my arms, and my feet were stuck by cactus spikes everywhere. I went home covered in spikes. It was my mom's day off. She screamed when she saw me. I smiled at her and said, "Mom, come out and watch me. I can skate now." "Sadie, you have needles all over your body. Doesn't it hurt, honey?" my mom asked, apparently shocked. "I don't know, Mom. What does that mean? What happens when it hurts?" I replied. My mom was even more shocked when she realized I didn't know what hurt meant. When my dad came home that night, she told him what had happened. They sat me down and asked some questions. Then they did a few tests. My mom nervously pricked my arm with a needle. They were shocked when I told them it didn't hurt at all. "When you were a baby, you never cried while getting vaccinated. I was always surprised about that, but I never thought you were unable to feel the pain," my mom said. The next day, we went to a doctor specializing in this issue. They ran some tests on me at the hospital, and I got diagnosed with CIP. There is no treatment for this genetic disorder. Patients have to take care of themselves for the rest of their lives. As I said earlier, pain is one of the body's defense mechanisms. Some people lose their lives because they can't feel pain. I think you now have enough information about my condition. So, how did my disorder make me rich? That's what's next. Also, I'm going to need your advice on an issue at the end of my story. It was about a year and a half ago. We were on our way to visit my grandmother. We had a terrible traffic accident. Our car swerved, went off the road, and flipped over 3 times before landing in the woods. When I opened my eyes, I realized my parents were unconscious. I wasn't in good shape myself either. I was obviously injured, but thanks to CIP, I didn't feel anything. That's how I was able to call 911 and let them know about the accident. Shortly after, an emergency response team found us. Since it was a significant accident, a television crew also arrived. The reporter was surprised to see me talking casually with the paramedics while filming us in our car. The reporter asked, "You're injured but look so at ease. How is this possible?" "Because I don't feel any pain. I'm a CIP patient," I replied. The TV reporter asked me questions about CIP. He was shocked to hear that I didn't feel any pain. After he finished talking to me, he turned to the camera and said, "Dear viewers, we are witnessing a miracle right now. This poor girl was injured in the accident, yet she feels no pain. More importantly, this is how she saved her family's life by calling 911. She's a hero." My parents were worse off than I was. I recovered in a relatively short time. However, they both had many broken bones and had to stay in the hospital. During that time, a few journalists and TV personalities came to interview me. One day as I was getting ice cream, someone in the line said, "Hey, I saw you on TV. You're the girl who doesn't feel any pain," and wanted to take a selfie with me. That day, I realized I was low-key famous thanks to my disorder. Because my parents couldn't work, we started having financial problems. Plus, the hospital bill was going up every single day. I told my parents, "I want to quit school and find a job." They were vehemently opposed to it. "We'll never let you quit school. We'll figure out a way," they said. One day, the doctor walked into their room. "You've hit your insurance limit. You need to continue the treatment at home now," he said. I was so sad when I found out. I cried all night. There was nothing I could do. The doorbell rang the following day. Two nicely dressed ladies were standing in front of me when I opened the door. I invited them in. One of the women said, "I'm the CEO of Dragon Flame. We are a hot red pepper brand and produce the hottest peppers on the market. We have an offer for you. Would you consider appearing in our commercials?"
Oh.
This offer got me really excited. I ran to the hospital and asked my parents their opinion. When they permitted me to do it, I became the face of the Dragon Flame brand. After signing the contract with the company, I earned 10 years' worth of my parents' combined salaries. And since I could pay their hospital bill, they stayed and finished their treatment. A few weeks later, the commercial was filmed. According to the script, I ate the hottest pepper the company offered. Then I acted like my mouth was on fire. At the same time, I was screaming, "So hot! So hot! Even I can't handle this!" At the end of the commercial, this slogan came up. "Even the girl who can't feel pain can't handle Dragon Flame." 3 months went by. The CEO of Dragon Flame called me. "They loved our commercial. Our sales doubled. We have a new product coming up. We're doing another commercial for that. We are offering you double the previous price. We'd be happy if you'll do it," she said. This was a fantastic opportunity. Of course, I said yes. My parents had gotten better and left the hospital. With the money I made from the commercial, I bought this house we live in. We all moved into our new home. My disorder came in handy for the second time. The first time was when I saved my parents' lives. I got famous when the hot pepper commercial aired on TV. People stopped me on the street to say, "That's the girl who doesn't feel pain." They would take photos with me and share those photos on their social accounts. That's how I became popular online. I opened Instagram and TikTok accounts and began answering all the questions people sent me. The most frequently asked question is, "Do you really feel nothing?" In response, I stick a needle in my arm, smile at the camera, and say, "I really don't feel any pain." As I said at the story's beginning, I make really good money by working only a few days a month. I've been getting offers from various other companies. For example, I did a commercial for a vitamin company a few months ago. Last month, I did photos for a plaster brand. This month, we're doing a commercial for a new product for Dragon Flame. Last week, something unexpected about my disorder happened. I got a call from a famous university and they invited me there. They've been doing CIP studies for some time. After many tests, they finally developed a drug for it. I'd been pretty chill about my condition because there was no treatment, but when this option materialized, I got confused. They're still not sure if the drug can cure my disorder. Since there are so few CIP patients worldwide, I'll be one of the first test subjects. If the drug is successful, I will start feeling pain, like you. I've given this a lot of thought, but I can't make up my mind. If my condition is treated, I'll start feeling pain like everyone else, and my body will have a working defense mechanism. This would be great for my health, but on the other hand, I'm making so much money thanks to my condition. If I get treatment, I'll lose my title as the girl who doesn't feel pain. Do you think I should try the drug? Please share your ideas in the comments. Thank you so much.